The dumbest way to burn off a donut is by doing cardio. Your fat's gonna stop being burnt after you stop that cardio. So welcome to day 3 of our 4-day Burn the Fat, Not the Fun challenge. Today, we're gonna talk about training, but not just any training, what actually works for moms in perimenopause and in menopause. If you're over 40 and you're still training like you're in your 20s or in your 30s, you're probably just burning yourself out. So if you're trying to sweat it out, you're watching how many calories the session burned, you're trying to get as sore as possible. None of this works like it used to. Your body is different now. And honestly, like every decade, I find that it's like a shift in what works best for your body. But especially at this huge like milestone, we women, when we're crossing 40 and we're entering into this whole perimenopause world, there's hormones, there's recovery, there's muscle mass now to worry about that we didn't have to in the past. So we've already covered what burns fat after 40. Fuck sakes, Ramona, it's not the candles again. Yes, we're bringing the candles back, okay? My child has gone and dislodged all the candles, so now they're shaky and I'm too scared to just hold up the plate. Why? Why? Big candle, like we spoke about, was your basal metabolic rate, 70%. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about and what these candles are about, please go and watch day 1 and then go and watch day 2. I promise I'll be right here when you come back. So BMR 70%. So this is like how much muscle mass you have, your sleep, all of that. Then we've got the medium candle, which is NEAT 15%. This is all of your activity which is outside of the gym. We're not going to talk about this one because it's food related for today. And then you've got this, which is 5%, which is your exercise. Remember, this tiny candle, this is your workouts. This is how much fat you burn if you focus on this. 5% of your fat burning power. And yet most moms are just spending 95% of their freaking energy here. I actually had a client in her first week of my training program who said that she was amazed because she couldn't believe that the calories that she burned in my training program, which was way shorter than what she was doing before, the calories burnt were exactly the same. But you guys, it's not about how many calories you burn. 5%. Weight training actually doesn't burn a lot of calories when you're actually there doing it. That's not what burns the most amount of fat. Cardio is worse. Unlike weight training that kind of works after you stop, it breaks down muscle and rebuilds and then contributes to the big 70%. Cardio, it just basically stops when you stop exercising. It's literally just burning calories during the time that you're actually doing. That's why I recently actually made a reel that said the dumbest way to burn off a donut is by doing cardio. Not only do you have to exercise like a very, very, very long time to match the calories of the donut, your fat's gonna stop being burnt after you stop that cardio. You need to think of your body like your family's weekly grocery budget. So you've got muscle, which is the steady paycheck, okay, that comes in every month. And then you have cardio, which is this little discount coupon. Okay, and coupons are great, right? Quick wins, but they're not gonna pay your grocery bills, right? So that steady paycheck, that's what keeps everything running. Okay, it's the same with your body. Cardio gives you that quick burn, but muscle is what keeps your metabolism running strong even after that workout is over. So the goal is to build and protect muscle. Protect the muscle at all freaking costs because that's what keeps your metabolism high. Yes, we're bringing the candle back, and this is what burns 70% of fat. Meaning, when you're not exercising, you're sitting on the couch, you're doing nothing, okay, you're still burning fat because you have muscle mass that's working 24/7. What kind of workouts actually work after 40? No surprise here, right? For some of you who've been watching my videos, strength training, lifting weights, and that is 3 to 5 times a week. And I've got clients who are training twice a week and still getting amazing results.
Another huge thing that's been eye-opening to me is the power of lifting weight. This is the first time I've ever gone down this route, and I've just seen so much change. 20, 30-minute sessions versus running for hours, doing hours of cardio and just really not getting the results that I wanted.
You can use dumbbells, resistance bands, your body weight. You want to focus on the big movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. You want to keep your reps moderate, 8 to 15, and use enough weight to challenge yourself. Okay. Now, I stopped going like heavy as fuck after 40. I used to do this like 1 to 3 reps, like super, super heavy. It was actually a customized plan from a very famous coach on the interweb. But what I noticed was I wasn't recovering as fast as I was like in my younger years, okay, in my 30s. Secondly, just mentally going to the gym to lift as heavy as possible week after week, like just for those few reps, it was draining, like mentally. And three, I ended up just not getting results because I was training for strength, not for shaping my body. Okay, so if you're doing 1 to 5 reps, that's strength. You're just working on strength, okay, mostly. You're not sculpting or shaping your body. This took me years to understand, ladies. This is bodybuilding. We're sculpting and shaping our body. This is not powerlifting, and it sure as hell is not CrossFit, which, by the way, if you're over 40, I would not recommend because of its high risk of injury. Plus, CrossFitters have flat butts and really big waists, okay? So 8 to 15 reps, even 20 reps, lifting weights, pushing yourself to a point where you can probably just do another full rep properly. That's your sweet spot. Now, how do you know if you're building muscle? If you're increasing by 1 rep every time you do that exercise, or by the next smallest weight up, you're gold. So strength training, number one, is the best workout after 40. The second thing that I started doing that I could not believe was so effective is just daily walking. So 8 to 12,000 steps, moderate pace, not running all out, not freaking jogging for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, just brisk walking. Extra points if you get an incline. Walking does not stress your system. Over 40, stress is so important to manage. You have to do everything to reduce stress over 40. And walking also helps you with fat loss, with your mood, with digestion, with recovery. It is just so good for you. So 8 to 12,000 steps, that's like the sweet spot. If you want to go up to 14,000 steps, you'll probably become like a fat burning machine. I count that under NEAT. So this is just daily activity that is outside of the gym. If you go over like 15,000 steps, I find that you're going to start risking like muscle loss, and then recovery as well is going to be harder. Okay, so just watch that sweet spot. Lastly, cardio. I would say this is optional. Okay, but it can be added once or twice a week for heart health, if that's what you want. But if it is replacing your strength workouts, if you find like, oh, I'd rather just go and do cardio instead of going to lift some weights, it's slowing you down. That is slowing you down. Okay. I actually don't do cardio unless I'm like deep into my cut in the last few weeks. I'll go on the stair climber for like 15 minutes and that's all. But for the rest of the year, I'll just do my steps. Okay. I'm not actually doing any cardio. So most of my clients, they train like 2 to 4 times a week max. That's it. Okay. They lift from home, they'll walk. Most of them are lifting from home. There are a few in the gym. They eat protein and they are dropping fat without freaking living in the gym. Now, real talk, one of my clients came to me doing yoga and running. Okay. And she was doing some kind of strength training, which was actually boot camp, which I don't consider like proper strength training. Okay. So she was what I would describe as skinny fat, lots of like belly fat, a lot of fat like just around the belly and the back, and a lot of joint pains. So for someone who was this active, and she had a very high body fat percentage. So what we did was we switched her to 3 proper strength workouts a week. We prioritized that over running or yoga. So she could still keep the running, but we managed that. And remember, you guys, if you are running because you really enjoy it, I'm not going to say stop, but you need to eat more. Otherwise, you're going to risk muscle loss. You're going to lose that muscle. So in 4 weeks, you guys, total transformation. She dropped all those inches around her waist, her belly, the back fat had all gone. And in 8 weeks, she was seeing lines and real muscle definition. And guess what? She was eating more now than she ever had in the past. So this works. Lifting weights just works. Now, let's talk about stress, because the older we get, the more our body just kind of resists stress. So too much high intensity workouts, boot camp, Orange Theory, Peloton, all those freaking classes, chronic cardio just equals to cortisol or stress overload. Okay, that means muscle mass, your water retention, like post-sleep, stubborn belly fat, everything is just going downhill there.
I've done aerobics, running, spin classes at the gym. I'd be starving, thinking that I needed to do more because nothing was working. Then I was just more exhausted and wanted to eat more, and the cycle went on and on.
That's literally this. This is your fat burning potential, everything that I spoke about. The muscle mass, sleep, your stress, cut the high intensity, crazy, going all out, max heart rate shit, because that is stressing your body out. And the more you stress your body out doing those kind of workouts, the less fat burning potential you have. Okay, so you guys need to train smarter, not harder. You need to recover like it is part of the workout, because it is.
The workouts 3 days a week, I'm not exhausted like I was before. I feel energized. Walking every day, getting the steps in. It's not a running and where you're beating your knees. I feel so good.
So quick recap. Number one, you need to stop chasing calories burned and you need to focus on muscle gained. Secondly, lift 2 to 5 times per week with intent and with good form. 3, try to walk every day. It is more powerful than you think. And number 4, you guys need to let go of this all or nothing workouts. 20 minutes is better than just doing 0. So tomorrow is the final day, you guys. So we're going to be talking about the thing that holds almost everyone back. Most of you have come up with this, which is consistency. So you've got the plan now, you know the strategy, but how do you stick with this without falling off every weekend and every holiday and every bad day? So we're going there. You do not want to miss this. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments, you guys. Keep lifting, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4, Burn the Fat, Not the Fun challenge.